First contract domino fell for the 2018 Classic quarterbacks as the Bills signed Josh Allen. 6-year, $258 million extension. And they did it on a Friday. Well, you want to talk about a news dump. Usually you do it on a Friday afternoon. I would have thought that you celebrate this like on a Monday. Then you get to own the week, or at least you get to own some of the headlines with talk shows. Josh Allen, by virtue of his new 6-year, $258 million contract, will make just over $2.5 million per game over the next 6 years. I was also wondering this, and McLevin, I don't know if you can find this out, but if you look at the value of a franchise, and Forbes just came out with the values of the NFL franchises, the quarterback and what he makes to the percentage of the value of that team. I think the Buffalo Bills were the lowest, least valued team in the NFL at around $2.5 billion. But if I look at Josh Allen's salary, his contract, compared to what the Buffalo Bills are worth, it's about, I think, 12 or 13% of that value.
Yeah, you $2.27 billion.
Yeah.
And he's got 258 over 6 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just curious about that with some of these teams. Where you look at Dak's contract compared to what the Cowboys, I think the Cowboys are worth at least $5 billion, maybe $6 billion. I'm not saying Dak Prescott's underpaid. I'm just saying that when you look at the money, the value, the evaluation, there's a big difference in Josh Allen, what he's making, and what the Buffalo Bills are worth as opposed to the Cowboys. Even the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes with what he's making. The Texans might be a little bit different. I don't know what the Texans' value is, but they're paying Deshaun Watson over $40 million right now. And this is where we go, okay, who's next up? Lamar Jackson's next up. Baker Mayfield's next up. And then what are you going to make? And here's another thing. At some point, does a GM say, you're not going to make as much as Josh Allen? Like to Baker Mayfield, I would say, no. We're not paying you what, Buffalo's paying Josh Allen. We're not going to pay you what Lamar Jackson's going to make from the Ravens. Josh Allen, to me, was as valuable to his team last year as any quarterback and maybe any player. He was that good. I didn't think they have a good running game, offensive line, and he made things happen. He was helped out by Stephon Diggs, but he made things happen. As far as Baker Mayfield, he's not in that class. He's not in Lamar Jackson's class. Lamar Jackson's won an MVP. But I'm sure Baker Mayfield is going to go, hey, sign me up. I should be getting more than Josh Allen, and he shouldn't be. But, Allen has been a great fit for the Bills. So he came in, and, look, I was skeptical and said that on the show. I didn't think he understood the game. I didn't, his accuracy was not good. His last year at Wyoming, a lot of his, good players, receivers had graduated, and he didn't look good. And he looked like a project when he was out there. And then all of a sudden, he kind of turned the corner. Now, does he still make himself vulnerable because he runs a little bit more than I'd like? Yes. I know that he's a big guy. It's like Lamar Jackson. Hey, he's a fast guy. Okay. It only takes one hit. Ask RG3. He was a track guy that fast. You eventually make a mistake. You don't get out of bounds. You don't see a defender coming your way. Josh Allen and you are tied together, and there's a lot of guaranteed money in there. He had 37 touchdowns, just 10 interceptions. He completed over 69% of his passes. And he was runner-up to Aaron Rodgers in the MVP balloting, led the Bills to the AFC title game. You're starting to see that evolution. That's what you want, the quarterback who comes in and then takes that next step. And he certainly has done that. But you have your quarterback, and I hope you have your quarterback, because that's a whole lot of money that you're going to be paying. But Buffalo is relevant. You got a franchise quarterback there. You got a great wide receiver. You got Tom Brady out of the division.
Nice.
And I would not be paying that kind of money to Baker Mayfield. And Lamar Jackson, yes, go ahead. But Baker Mayfield, I need to see more. I need to see another year out of Baker Mayfield. I do. Yeah, McLovin.
But what about the argument that he wants to be in Buffalo, and Buffalo can't sign free agents, so you might as well give your cap to Josh Allen.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, but you have to get your quarterback, and they got their quarterback. Stephon Diggs seems okay in Buffalo. Yeah,
but he didn't sign there. I think they traded for him, right?
Yeah, but it's not one of. It doesn't sound like he's like, I can't wait to get out of here. It seems like he and Josh Allen have formed, pretty good relationship on the field. But then you look at it felt like Josh Allen did more with less, and Baker Mayfield does less with more. And in fairness to him, first-year system with Kevin Stefanski, they should be a run-first team. I think he tried too hard to keep Odell Beckham, in the game, where Jarvis Landry, to me, was the better receiver or the more consistent one. But this is a really, really important year for Baker Mayfield because this is a team that could go to the Super Bowl. You still want to find out what you have with Baker Mayfield. And I don't know. I know the Cleveland Browns say all the right things, or Baker's saying, hey, I don't care about contract extension. I care about winning. I mean, those are the right things to say, whether he feels that way or not. Lamar Jackson's going to get taken care of. But at some point, somebody has to say, I'm not going to pay you more. Like, just because Josh Allen signed on Friday, is Baker Mayfield worth more? If Baker Mayfield signed on Friday, Josh Allen is getting more than Baker Mayfield. Lamar Jackson's getting more than Baker Mayfield. But if Baker Mayfield's the last of these three and he's going to make more, doesn't make financial sense. Yeah, Paulie.
There's no discount. It's like a quarterback is the Supermax contract. As when they come up on their fourth year, you either extend them at the Supermax, the quarterback Supermax, or you cut them. They get the Mariota Winston treatment or the Trubisky treatment. Yeah. It's either pay or bail. That's all. That's the only window of quarterbacks.
Yeah, but somebody's got to be smart and say, no, we're not doing that. Hey, you want to stay here? You want to play here? You want to be our quarterback in Cleveland? Here's the deal. You're not a $44, $45 million a year guy. Yes, McLovin.
Here's an interesting one coming up. Kyler Murray. That's a guy who has not earned $250 million, but do you have to pay him that?
Yeah. I want to see one more year here. Like, he's year 3. I got some time there. It's just, hey, we're going to pay you now. And unless I don't understand the salary cap or, whatever the financial ramifications are of getting a head start, I need to see a little bit more. A couple of these quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson needs to be successful in the postseason. Okay. He's been very, very good during the regular season. Josh Allen took that next step. Now you had your team on the precipice of, maybe playing in the Super Bowl. That's pretty impressive stuff. But, I start to look at the 2018 quarterback class. Baker Mayfield has 75 touchdowns, 43 interceptions. Lamar Jackson, 68 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. There's a lot of rushing yards and touchdowns in there, too. Josh Allen, 67 touchdowns, 31 interceptions. Sam Darnold, 45 touchdowns, 39 interceptions. And don't forget about Josh Rosen, 12 touchdowns, 39 interceptions.